アリシア、薬を飲んでくれ。頼む。すまない。
All right, my friends, we are in for episode number 2 of All Become a Villainess Who Goes Down in History, and this was actually a really good episode in follow-up to episode 1. Just depends how you look at it. It was good, you know, fine. It was fine to good. It was like a 5.5 to 7, depending on how much you liked it, somewhere in between those. I think episode 2, though, was much better, but here's the thing. I cannot... Every time I say it, even in my head, it just sounds so silly. I cannot get over the fact that the prince's name is Prince Duke. He's the Ice Prince Duke. Like, is he a Duke? Is he a prince? Is he the Ice Prince Duke? Is he the Ice Duke? Like, it's just so silly. Like, every time that it's like Prince Duke, it's like, that just sounds like, could you not have, he sounds like it's a, first off, it's a, if his name's Duke, that's a dog's name, okay? It's either a dog's name or a title, but you can't have 2 titles follow. You can't be like Prince Duke, okay? Prince Dookie. That's my first thing, is I just can't get over the whole Prince Duke stuff. And then the second part of it is, I understand this is a romance anime, but this 15-year-old boy is down bad for this little 10-year-old girl. Like, I don't know how I feel about that. Like, I don't have a problem with there being like, you know, he's kept an eye on her, and, you know, the way that she acts and presents herself, you know, interests him. And I don't necessarily think it's a bad thing, you know, for, you know, as she kind of like comes to age, like, I guess in this world, it's like 15, right? It's like their coming of age thing. And at that point, he's, you know, 20. The fact is that still, you know, is what it is, but at least they're, you know, they've come of age. They're seen as an adult or whatever in this land. So that would be more acceptable, but he just got down bad right now for his little 10-year-old. I was like, yo, that's my daughter's age. Like, that ain't right at all. Get the fuck off of a little bitch-ass Duke Prince. You know what I mean? So that's the one thing that I was like, yeah, I don't know how I feel about that. Like, again, I understand it's romance, and I understand that he has his eye on her. And it's like, ooh, you know what I mean? Like, I get all of it, you know, the boys, the love interest, having their eye on her because, you know, she doesn't fit the norm. She is like really with the sword. Like, I get it. I get why the interest is there. I don't think it's right to make a move on her as like this little baby. You know what I mean? Like, there was just a scene of her, you know, falling asleep with a little bunny doll in her arms. Like, hey, come on. I think we're too early there, right? Come on. So I don't really like that at all. That just doesn't feel right to me. Now, at the end of the day, it's a fictional story. It's not real. You know what I mean? It's just one of those anime weirdo things that just happens to be here. Does it ruin the story or anything? No, it doesn't. It's just one of those things where I was like, like, we could have waited. You know what I mean? Like, you could, like, come on, author. We could have just give us a time skip. You know what I mean? You wanna make this happen? Give us a time skip. Give us a time skip, and, you know, I'd be like, all right, cool. You know what I mean? Anyways, so those are the kind of the 2 things. One, I can't get over his name, Prince Duke. It's just so silly. And then the 2 is like, yo, like, put your dick back in your pants, bro. Like, calm down. But those are the kind of the 2 main things. But otherwise, I thought this episode was really good. I really liked Will, the all-seeing, non-seeing grandpa. I thought that was really cool. I like how she immediately, you know, our main character, like, she immediately felt comfortable, kind of like, just like an immediate bond with this dude. And she just felt like there was something special and different within her. So much so that she's kind of been spending a year going back and forth to this little town, which is, I guess, I consider like the slums, like the outer cities of the kingdom or whatever. And she divulged all her information and inspiration to this guy, and he seems like a good dude. And his backstory I really like as well too. He worked for the castle, and they basically eye castrated this dude, and, you know, kind of like, not only did they take his eyes, they also, you know, not beamed him, but like extradited him to this random village to where he has to like live out his days, all because he basically talked back or said something that was out of turn, which God knows what he ended up saying because we never actually find out. But I like that she basically has like a consultative friendship with him. And I like that he's a good guy with kids, and, you know, he's in this village, and he teaches the kids how to read and write and, understand and articulate and arithmetic. And I was like, I like that a lot. Like, this is like a good dude who just got dealt a really bad hand, but he's still a very intelligent dude. So hopefully he doesn't die, because typically when anime have these type of mentor characters, they typically die. They kill them off in some way. And in the type of town he lives in, he could make a wrong move. He could save the wrong kid. He could do something. And because he makes the wrong move, he gets killed off by these like slum bandits or whatever you call them. That's the one path. But the other path is more positive. Hopefully she, as she gets older, he doesn't die and she's able to save him and maybe make him like a butler or a confidant or an advisor or mentor or something. Give him like an officiated position. I think that would be really, really cool. Would she catch heat based on who he is and where he worked for before? Yeah. But, I'd definitely be interested. The other really interesting part is the fact that he does tie into the king. And I really like the king. He keeps coming back for Alicia's advice and stuff. And he really likes her different views of the world and their kingdom, and kind of a masochist in a way of like hearing ideals so far to the other direction for where he normally hears, right? Because his advisory party are all nobles, they're all privileged, they all have mana, so they live a very privileged life. So they kind of not mandate, but they kind of politicize and they run the country or kingdom based on their experiences and what they think is better for the people, but they don't really think about the greater populace who doesn't have mana, the regular common folk. So because of that, Alicia, even this little kid, brings a totally different, not norm, but totally different vision, totally different viewpoint to him, which he finds a lot of value in. And in this episode, she specifically goes into like, they're basically leaving prime steak on the table because it doesn't fit their specific ideal. But if they eat that prime steak, they're gonna be eating good. So basically, the commoners, then the common folk, like there's a lot of really talented people there that are just never given a chance to make it out of commoner because they're not nobles and they don't have mana. But she's like, there's really intelligent people that could be utilized for yourself, for the kingdom, to make our lives better, their lives better. But we don't do that because of this divide that they have, this segregation that they have. So I love that. Now, what I not gonna say don't love, but what makes it interesting is the fact that this Will guy worked for the castle. So, does the king have like an evil side to him? Or did he not necessarily piss off the king, but he just pissed off nobles that happen to be within the king's kind of like entourage? Which you can see that there's the 5 noble houses. And that one dude, I don't know, what did he look like anyways? He was getting all hot and bothered when Alicia was talking. He had gray hair, so gray hair and glasses. He was getting he's getting his panties in a bunch, essentially. So it leads me to believe that there are villainous, not well-meaning characters within the noble stuff. So all really interesting stuff. I really enjoyed this episode quite a bit. I think this was about 8 out of 10. This was really good. So overall, yeah. Episode 2, definitely I'm glad that I was able to come in and watch episode 2. I kind of made a commitment to myself, like, yo, I'm gonna go down in history with this villainous story, because I'm a big villainous fan. So like, if it ends up being shite, oh well, but I'm gonna try and stick it out because I think there might be something here. And episode 2 did show me that there is something here. I just don't know if I like the Prince Duke getting all hot and bothered over Alicia, at least in her current form. So anyway, those are my thoughts, my friends. I'm gonna see you guys next week. Let me know your guys' thoughts in the comments below. See you then. Peace.